Hello there, my lovelies. Today I'm going to be doing some glass painting for you. So I have two glasses here to experiment on. This first one is a sundae glass, or I use it as a fruit cocktail glass. And the second is a standard wine glass. It's pretty small, but it will do just fine for the purposes of today's make. I have a couple of small paintbrushes, and the reason I need small ones you'll see in a moment. And the glass paints I'm using today are nothing particularly fancy, just some standard sets that I got from an art shop. Okay, so as I said, we're going to be doing two different looks today, and I'm first going to be starting with the small wine glass for this one, and I'm just going to zoom you guys in so you can see a bit better. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to start with this little brush here, and I'm going to use all my paints today for this one. So I'm going to use the entire rainbow, and the aim is to create a rainbow effect using a series of dots. So it may sound a little bit odd, but you'll soon see once I start to build up the pattern on the glass. Okay, so I'm just opening up all my paints as I'm going to be using every colour for this particular one first. They're a little bit tricky to open. So I did notice that they were very thick, so they were quite good quality for the price they were, but you don't need a lot, and little goes a long way with these ones. So they did very well for this make. The idea is going to be that we're going to make a spiral around the glass. So just pop my first dot there, and you'll want to start the pattern at the top of the glass, quite near the edge, as I'm doing here, and then you'll want to do a series of dots going around your glass, slowly moving downwards into a spiral. Okay, so the first few I've put along the line of the rim of the glass, and as you'll see, I just slowly move down at a diagonal angle around the glass. Okay, so I'm only using the red for this one, and as you see as we go along the video, I will use each colour in its own line around the glass, and that will build up our rainbow. Okay, so just dot all the way around. As you can see, it's going in a very gradual line downwards. Glass around and carry on to the bottom. So dot, 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 dot. Okay, you can see the curve going around the glass. So a little tip, if you want to try and do this at home, once you start to get to the bottom and the angle becomes a little bit awkward to paint, what I did was I turned the glass upside down, as you'll see in a moment, and that made it a lot easier to paint the rest of my spiral. I just went upwards and around to the stem of the glass, as you're about to see here. Okay, so dot, dot, the stem of your glass. Now at this point you can carry on and continue your dots around the stem of your glass if you want to add a little bit extra and down to the base of your glass. But for this video I just went to the top of the stem of the glass for this one. But if you guys enjoy this video, then I will be very tempted to make some more, because I found this very relaxing myself and very enjoyable. So in future, if you'd like me to do more glass painting, I would be more than happy to record another glass painting video. Okay, so switch my glass background, and as you can see we have our red spiral. Okay, so it's pretty much rinse and repeat for this. So you just want to carry on following the line of your spiral with your next colour. So I'm using orange, and for this line I'm just going to follow exactly where my red line was. So put my first dot underneath the bottom of the red one and simply carry on around the glass. Okay. So dot, dot, and dot. Okay. Obviously making sure when you move your glass not to put your hands on the paint itself or smudge it. Okay. So dot, dot, dot. So I tried this technique with 3 colours and 2 colours, and as much as I really enjoyed the rainbow effect that I made for this one, I did find that just using 3 colours around the glass spiral was very effective, and you can quite easily make a nice pretty set. You could do matching colours or make a set with different colours, but these are fun and easy to do, and they're really nice for if you have a barbecue and you want to make some, say, fruity drinks or colourful drinks. These just add a little bit extra fun to your party. So I will probably be making quite a few of these in the future. So I've got my orange just following around the bottom of my glass, as you can see, matching in with my first spiral. So carry on going around to the bottom. I don't know if you can see how well the orange looks. It was a lot brighter in person than it appears to be coming up on camera. But once all my colours were on, yeah, I think it looked really nice, but you'll see that at the end. So no spoilers. Okay. Again, I've turned my glass upside down so I can reach the bottom essentially of the glass a lot easier. Carrying on following my red dots. Okay, just turn it around. Boop. 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 And again. Boop. Boop. And a final finishing few there. Okay. turn it the right way around. Okay, so the next colour in my spiral is going to be yellow, and again using my guidelines from my red and my orange, I'm going to go around it, but this time I'm going to start my yellow nearer the middle sort of section, so you'll see here when I just start it up. Okay, so basically you want to take from about your second, third dot in, something like that. I chose the fourth, but basically you want to choose your starting point is your dot that isn't on the rim of the glass, so you can fit your next spiral in. So when you're making your design, think very carefully about where you want to start your spiral and where you want to finish, so that you don't run out of room. So that's a little pro tip there. Okay, so again, the yellow isn't particularly bright on camera, but I will post pictures at the end of the video so you guys can see what it looks like in the wonderful British spring light. So hopefully you can gather how roughly it will look when it's finished. So here are all the colours fully finished. I think it's absolutely beautiful. If I was to do this again, I would probably put the dots closer together. You can sort of see a band where the rainbow goes around, but overall it sort of looks like a rainbow mishmash, but I really like it nonetheless. So that is the rainbow dot glass. For the second one, this is a lot more messy, but again quite fun. So for this I've chosen 3 colours, my green, my blue and my purple, and for this we're going to simply pour it over the glass. So you'll have to be very careful not to get paint on the base. If you do, it's easily wiped off. So what I did was I held it at an angle and simply poured it over the glass. So there's something very satisfying about pouring sort of thick liquids over glass, and as you swirl it around it makes some really cool effects. I also love when you mix the colours, so you'll see once I put my blue and my purple on how funky it makes the whole effect look. So you just want to leave it to pour down the side of the glass and add your next layer. Okay, so I'm going to go with my blue. Okay. Okay. So for this you are going to need a mat or something underneath to catch the drips. I warn you, it is very messy. So the blue's mixing nicely in with the green. For this one I would suggest going with, again, 2 to 3 colours, but you can do a rainbow effect if you wish. I just think these colours work particularly well together. So again, focusing on the base of the glass, just pouring my purple over. Okay. And then leaving it to drip down the sides. Okay. Give it a bit of a wiggle just to help it out and to get any drips from it. Now what you're going to need to do for this one is leave it. I left mine outside on a sunny day with a bit of a breeze just to dry it off, and it was touch dry in under an hour, which was pretty good. So I would suggest just leaving it on some paper towel or on your mat and leave it to dry completely as is. Okay. So here I'm just giving it a bit of a shake to get the excess off before drying, but you can already see how the colours are starting to blend near the base. So here are the pictures afterwards. Now, as you can see, the one we poured looks a lot more subtle. I know it looked a little bit harsh in the video, but once the colours dry, they go opaque, and it doesn't look as messy. It has sort of a marble effect, which I really love, and I actually used the one that I did in this video as a mini vase now. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and as always I want to thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!